All right, so today we're comparing and ordering rational numbers. Those rational numbers include fractions and decimals that are both positive and negative. So, but first, I'm going to take you back to third grade. Third grade. Man. Yep. Okay. So now, if you see, take a look at these fraction strips. I want you to think about 1/4 and 1/3 of a pizza. If you have a large pizza and you slice it into fourths versus if you slice it into thirds. If you slice it into thirds, you'll have larger slices than you would if you slice it into fourths. If you slice it into eighths, you will have even smaller slices because usually if you slice it into eighths, you might be trying to feed a lot of people, right? So 1/3 slices are larger than 1/4 slices. Keep that in mind and have a seat. You'll have to go at 1 o'clock. We're going to look at the 3 types of bugs that are at the bottom here and write down the links of the 3 types of bugs here to the side from this table. The housefly is 1/4. And the green June beetle is what?
3/4.
Okay. Now, if we were to put those links in order, you should be writing. If you were to put those links in order from shortest to longest, knowing what we know looking at the fraction strip, it would be, and look up, check your work. Don't tell us, look up to check your work. Okay, now, if everybody okay with that? Close your computer. Close your computer all the way down. If these were negative values instead of positive values, what would be the order then? Write them down. Look up to check your work. What do you notice? Tell me. They flipped, right? So now, the decimal equivalent will show us that we'd rather owe someone 33 cents than owe someone 75 cents. We'd rather owe someone 25 cents than owe someone 33 cents. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. Now, that's going to lead us into the next parts of the lesson. Any questions so far? We good? Okay, turn the page. Now, on problem number 1, we are comparing a positive number to a negative number. When you're comparing a positive number to a negative number, a positive number will always win. So that's the inequality symbol that will go for number 1. On the next problem, you would rather owe someone, because they're both negative numbers, you would rather owe someone $1.25 than owe them $1.40. Therefore, $1.25 is greater than $1.40. The person who is $1.25 in debt is richer than the person who's $1.40 in debt. Number 3, I made this mistake twice last period. I'll try not to make it twice this class period. In order to compare these fractions, it'll be easier if they are with the same denominator. So I'm going to make this negative 3/18 6/16 by multiplying it by 2 so that I can compare it to negative 5/16. And then that way, I would rather owe 5/16 than 6/16.
I only know 5/16, guys. I'll rather owe nothing.
Yeah, you multiply to get the denominators the same. All right. Quietly work your way through A through D and look up to check your work. Here we go. Notice what I did on B. And this is where I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. And then I'm going to make sure that I compare my negatives correctly. Everybody okay so far? Okay. Questions, comments, or concerns? Negatives work the opposite.
Less is more.
Less is more. More is less. That sounds confusing, doesn't it?
No.
The more negatives you have, the less you have. Woo, that's scary. That sounds like debt. Oh, wait, that is debt. That's not funny. All right, moving on. Number 4. Now, the problem with number 4 is that they are both over half. And if you were going to use a calculator to figure out what this was as a decimal, which value would you put in first, the 8 or the 15?
15.
No. You would put in the 8, you divide, you type in, listen to me. When you are dividing to figure out what a fraction is as a decimal, you divide top to bottom. Say top to bottom.
Divided by 15.
You type it in just the way you see it. 8, divide sign, 15. Now, when you write it, top dog goes in the house. Say top dog goes in the house. There you go. Now, long division, can you get how many groups? 5 groups of 15. How many groups of 15 can we get out of 80? Can we get 5 groups?
No.
We can get 4 groups. Why can't we get 5? That is 5. 75, right?
Yeah, guys.
75 leaves you with 5 more left over. That will give you how many groups?
Wait, what?
5 times 15 is 75. When you subtract, you have 5, bring down to 0. 4, that's 60. That's too much. 3,
No, 45. Right?
3 times 15 is 45.
Yeah.
45. So this is 0.53, negative 0.53 compared to negative 0.51. Would you rather be 51 cents in debt or would you rather be 53 cents in debt?
51.
51 cents in debt.
That's crazy. Wait,
Check out my long division.
you genius.
Everyone should know how to do long division because it's a good skill to know at any given point in your life.
I also supposed to learn long division. And I was able to learn long.
That's why it's never too late to learn it. Top Dog goes in the house. I'm going to do long division a couple of times today. Okay, number 5. Let's use some math sense for number 5, and I hope you hear me thinking. And I hope you're also writing down what I write down, especially when I do my long division, because it's never too late and it's never the wrong time to practice long division. Okay, common sense math. Let's talk. I would be closer to 0 if I had 1/10 versus if I had 46 cents. And this number right here is almost a whole 25 out of 25. Let me repeat that. Take a look at your book. Take a look at your book. I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Take a look at your book. I'm talking to you. Take a look at your book. 1/10 is because all of these are -2. They're all fair game right now. So 1/10 is closer to 0 than 46 cents. 46 cents is closer to 0 than this 22 out of 25 because that's almost a whole number. So if I were to put these in order coming away from 0, it would be -2 and a tenth, -2.46, and -2 and 22/25. Now, I'm going to duck down here and I'm going to notice that it's in the wrong order. What did I do wrong?
But you did it from greatest to least.
I did it from greatest to least. So I would rather have $2. This is 2.1. This is 2.46. And this is almost 3. That looks good if it was positive, doesn't it? It looks good if it was positive, but it's not. So I need to reverse it. -2 and 22/25, -4 and 4/46, -2 and 1/10. All right, go down to the got it, and do not make the same mistake that I did. Look up to check your work.
Wait, Ms. Robbins,
Mm-hmm.
how do you find the decimal of a fraction? You could say like
Top
its number.
Top Dog goes in the house, outside. Drop that 0. Leave it off because they're both -3. My question is, will that make 6? And 6 times 8 is 48. So that leaves us with 2 and bring down a 0.
So zeros are unlimited?
Well, you only bring it down one time.
Oh.
And then that gives us 8, 16, 2. Those are Then we have to do it again. I really just want to know if it's this value. Now on this one, I stopped because once I got that 2 in the hundreds place, I had enough information.
Wait, what? Oh, I'm done. I'm confused now.
About what?
Wait, what's the 2 for?
When I was doing the long division for 3/7.
What is the 2 for?
Right here, when I was doing the long division for 3/7, I got a 2.
Yeah, it's not just nothing. No,
I was comparing 3/7 to 413 thousandths. This is already 4200s, which is already greater than 413.
Oh.
Don't you have to do don't you have to multiply 8 times 3 then add plus 5?
Where do you see 8? Oh, I did not do that because they both started with a -3. So all I needed to look at all I needed to compare was 5/8 to 625,000.
Wait, what if it was like 3/4?
Have you all ordered G yet?
No.
Yes.
Okay, what is the lowest number? Aria, what's the lowest number?
-7.78.
Okay, I do like that. -7.78 is the lowest number. What's the next lowest number? Not Ariel. Sarani, what's the next lowest number? -7 and 13 over 20. Do y'all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
-7 and 13 over 20. All right, Johannes, that leaves us with what?
-7 and 1700.
All right.
Good job. Positive elimination. No, somebody can say minus.
Okay, let's keep going. Turn the page.
Okay. On to the next page.
Number 1. Greater than, less than, or equal to? Levi.
Greater than.
All right. Number 2.
No, that's opposite. That's a positive and that's a
He did say greater than. I'm sorry. Thomas, number 2. Greater than, less than, or equal to?
greater than.
All right. Number 3. Gideon.
According to my calculation. Okay, it's equal sign.
You're not.
All right. Number 4.
That's equal. No, that's not equal.
All right, let's do the long division, and I'll give a dot to the person that can confirm the answer. She says that it's greater than. Let's see if she's correct.
No, I said less than.
I said less than.
Less than.
Less than.
She's right.
But we're gonna see if she's correct first. 5 divides 6, decimal and a 0.
That's correct. It's equal.
Huh?
It's an 8.
It's an 8
Yeah.
for 48.
Yeah. And that's already greater than.
So So she is correct.
Oh, wait, who's correct?
I don't know how to do what's correct.
Not bad. Nah.
Division.
All right,
Division is not.
you go, girl. Oh, this is not fourth period. This is second.
On this one.
All right, number 5. What's the lowest number?
He's gonna sprain his back.
Miles. What's the lowest number? Yes.
-3
All right. What's the next lowest number? Augustine.
-3. No, -3 1/3.
All right, Johannes.
3.3.
And 3.5. All right, moving on to number 6.
Why is there a line above one?
That means that it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh yeah.
50, so it's 2.
So obviously that's probably the biggest number. We're gonna do absolute value. It's easier.
Well,
All right, Dina. What is the lowest value for number 6? Negative 2.1. Noah. What's the next lowest value?
wait, -2?
Yes.
Wait, what? Shouldn't it be the opposite?
No.
Wait.
The least the
Oh, wait, no.
greatest.
Levi?
-2. Wait, no, not -2 and 111.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 and 111 is 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, I think. And then Ariel.
2.1 without line number. Means there's more ones.
I know.
Infinite.
All right, everybody answer number 7 on your own.
I got this, guys.
Oh, more.
These people are.
Yeah.
These guys like